back and then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship.
Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Ready, back 25.
Right there, 54 Mike.
So don't say nothing.
A carry for Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11.
Switch up, switch up.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And he's got Sanu. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a gain of 16, first down Falcons.
Mohamed Sanu is a guy that is often overlooked because he just quietly goes about his business. But how about last season? Had a career-high 838 yards on 66 catches, and he can also play Wildcat quarterback for you as well.
Check 45, somebody. Quit talking about it.
Now Ryan on first down. Gets it off to Freeman. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
And Falcons fans everywhere excited that Devontae Freeman is back on the field wearing number 24 in the red and black. Remember, he went down in Week 2 in 2018 with an injury and didn't return. They're hoping to see the form that led him to 1,000-yard seasons in 2015 and 2016.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46.
Tight ends right. Three down.
Hey, check right. Hey, exit.
From the shotgun, Ryan. He's going to air one out. And this is caught inside the 5. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 42 yards.
Back 25.
Strip that ball.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
They'll run here with Freeman. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and goal at the Buccaneers' 5-yard line.
Back at the 5-yard line now, second and goal.
Let's go. We got this. Get it, go.
Again, it'll be Freeman. And the Buccaneer defense for the second straight play, flexing its muscle by forcing a loss. Give them a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up third down.
It's 3rd and goal.
They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Check three.
They'll try and run. Freeman. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave him with a long 4th and goal.
This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in announcing a firing. There is no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, Winston. Got a man, it's Brashad Perriman. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. This is Peyton Barber. He led them in rushing a season ago. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Watch the screen.
The second-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. From the shotgun, it's Winston. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he's got this down to the 35. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 35.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the first down carry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Falcons' 28-yard line.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
Come on, QB, come on. Shit. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Ready? Black, 25, behind. Okay, let's get that ball, man. Let's get that ball right now.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November. already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Ready? We're ready. Come on, 45. Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Levante David, the Bucs' leading tackler, 6 of the last 7 years in there to make the stop.
Makes it 3rd and 7.
40, ready. Line 25. Defense. Let's go, defense.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
2nd and goal, and the lone man in the backfield is Freeman.
I'm going to run you over. He's coming. Double up. 58. He's coming. Double up.
They get it to him running left. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Falcons push further out in front. They were able to push him backwards on 1st down, but this time he forces his way in.
I wonder if he went back to the huddle and said, guys, just a little bit more help, and I can get it done on this one. Maybe even overruled the play call from the sideline, just feeling like he had that opportunity, and he wanted to cash it in.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They go back to the ground, this time Barber. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Winston. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
4th down, and the Bucs trot out the former 49er Bradley Pinion to punt it, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone. And with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that.
And now he's going to go down in the end zone. Down goes Matt Ryan, and that's a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt. And if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the lead is up to 15 now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now, 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, Winston. Wide open receiver complete. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Jameis now on first down. And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 45. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. A new life now following the late turnover. Maybe a chance for points here before the break.
Yeah, pretty nice situation they find themselves in because they're really maybe one completion away from giving their kicker a shot, and that gives them a chance to get some points up on the board.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Over the middle, complete. It's Gray. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 25 yards that time. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Tavecchio puts this one through. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. So we are at halftime. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go!
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Ready?
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll go again to Jones. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
Jameis to throw it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 46. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offense coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. But a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Freeman again. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
To throw on 3rd down. Ryan, open man, it's Stocker. And he's got this down to the 35. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
3 down, 3 down. Check 9, check 9. Watch safety creep, watch safety creep. Check. Safety's creeping.
Ryan. There goes a deep ball, end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there, couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
I got you. I got you.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. Freeman a first down and more. And finally down at the 9-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down. Ryan. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Austin Hooper, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman. His 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who could make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
A run on first down, but it's not going to get them much, maybe a yard, and that's all. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most...
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender.
Ooh.
To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. This will be fielded at the 17.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
2nd and 5 now. Winston over the middle to Evans.
Let's go. Let's go.
7 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 7.
Are we really in the second half here? And this is the first time we've seen Jameis Winston connect with Mike Evans?
Yeah, you know that they missed that in the first half. Up until this point, they've really missed it, haven't they?
I think that's a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Flip it.
Now Winston. Evans has it left side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bucs are able to cut in now to that deficit. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Mike 54. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take
51, down.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
no gun. No gun.
Right there, 54, right there, right there.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
Big stop, Steve. Big stop, let's go.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off near the 44. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Ryan. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie linebacker from LSU, Devin White. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I got him. Wait. 37's the Mike 37.
Following the interception, Winston. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down.
1st down, Buccaneers.
Winston now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Winston. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman, and it's 2nd down.
At the 21-yard line.
Ready? Blue ready.
Check. No. Here we go, D.
Green, come and see.
Come again.
Winston now. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Going for it all. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. Gay's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. Space to maneuver at the 40. 33 yards that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Ryan. And a grab over the middle by Stocker. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Ryan now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
21!
2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down. Another incompletion would certainly be ideal defensively. A big play now. This is 3rd and 10.
Check 3, check 3, check 3. 21!
Throwing again. Ryan. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. The kick by Tavecchio is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Winston. That's caught out left by Perriman. 15 yards on the play. First down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
Ready? Black 22.
On 1st and 10, Winston. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, second year, even more success. A pick six for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season, it's big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year one. By year two, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Back to it after the pick six. Winston. Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
It's a gain of 25.
A good start there on this fourth quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like, they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
Watch the run. Hey, they're running it.
Winston now from the 50. Airing this one out for Evans. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans with his second touchdown of the game and fifth on the year. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within one score. Extra point by Gay is up and good as this gets them back within a touchdown and a two-point conversion. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock defensively. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And now defensively they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Gun.
45's the mic. 45's the mic.
Don't let him breathe. 45's the mic.
Now it's Ryan. Got his man complete over the middle. That's great. That one covers 29 yards. First down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On first down, Ryan. He's going to air one out. And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it to Josh Malone. And now it's 2nd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
11.
Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And they, in fact, will throw it. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Buccaneers will take over at the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game. And at the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor. And he can't get a throw-off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Oh, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Freeman. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a pickup of 13, and with that 13 yards, this ball game just about over. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10. 22. Slam, slam, slam. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
A 20th carry now for Freeman. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, 36 yards. And the Falcons turn that interception into a touchdown. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the lead is up to 15 now. After the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost.
And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will shave one more off this lead. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Falcons, the win is a good one for morale, but little else as they move to 3-8. And they'll get another home date next week as the Saints will come to town. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they drop their 7th game on the year. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. So for